After here from Bay Path, taking an opportunity to reach out and do a quick press release on our field hockey team and our field hockey coach, Mrs. Gogan. Mrs. Gogan, thanks so much for being with me today. One of the things I love to do is to recognize the great things happening, not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom on our fields. And you've taken on that responsibility of being the director and that head coach of our field hockey program. So if you could, please tell the audience out there a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got into this field hockey coaching position.
Absolutely. So I've been teaching here at Bay Path since fall of 2010. And I started off coaching at Shepherd Hill for 2 years and became the athletics director here for a minute. And that wasn't my style. So I went back into coaching, and we had an opportunity contacted by David Prouty to co-op with them. We co-opted up until this year, and this is our first year without any David Prouty representation and just being Bay Path because we have enough players to sustain our own program now.
So let's talk about that, sustaining our own program. So you grew this from an infancy level to starting to compete at a higher level. And with that, there's growing pains, there's no doubt about it. But it's about the experience that you provide for kids. And when I watch you do this, you've got a nurturing heart, which I absolutely love,
Thank you.
because that means you're a teacher. And teachers, the greatest coaches I know, never stop teaching. So as you think about that for a second, let's talk about your season and the expectations that you have for your team right now.
Well, I actually have a high expectations. So the senior class, this will be our first time having seniors in the program for 4 years, even though it did start at David Prouty. So we are finally able to see where they grow and develop. And I think this is going to be our transition season. We're going to transition from being that beginner program and that program that's just kind of chugging along to find its own life to the program that within a year or two is going to be competitive. We started the fall of 2020, this senior classes the senior class's freshman year, there were 7 girls total, all levels in the whole program, and now we're up to 27. We have 2 separate teams. They're playing without masks. And so we're able to start pivoting and growing into more competitive. We played Leicester yesterday, and while we didn't get the outcome we had hoped, we were 0-0 at halftime, which is our first time against Leicester in a long time.
Love it.
They were, they had more experience than we did. I have 10 freshmen and 10 sophomores in my program, but we're going to get there.
You are going to get there because you're behind that. You're blowing the wind in the sails to get that done. So take that as a victory in and of itself. Talk about your season right now. So how many games have you played? How do you see with the progression so far? Obviously, I know you're going to be happy with it regardless of anything else because it's about process and it's about learning. It's about engaging your kids at a high level. So talk about that if you could a little bit.
So we have had 2 games against Blackstone Valley Tech and Leicester, and the growth between game 1 to game 2, I can't even begin to describe it. I felt like we were lost and very dazed and confused against BVT. It was also in the middle of a slight heat wave. And so what they did yesterday on the field of Leicester, I was so proud. Our halftime, we just talked about, all right, these are all the things we did wrong on BVT, and they are also the same things we're doing right today. So moving forward in this season, last season, I want to say we won 2 games. I'm hoping to at least double that, if not triple that this season. We have really good competitive games coming up where I feel like these girls are going to be able to do what they've been doing at practice and finally transition and put all the pieces together. And we have a team quote this year that we're really relying on and growing with. It's winners are not people who never fail, but people who never quit. And we lost 4-0 yesterday, but we were sprinting up that field until that last whistle. Nobody hung their heads, and it's everything that I could ask for a coach, as a coach, or more.
Well, you're laying the groundwork for a successful program, and it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. And as long as your practices are meaningful and you're teaching those skill development things that are important, the girls will eventually get to that point, and they will get to that. The wins and losses will take care of themselves. But it's your smile and it's your infectious personality that's going to make them enjoy the sport. And I always say athletics will always be an extension of the classroom. You want to tie into something that they love and something that they are passionate about. So kudos to you for that. Hey, just talk a little bit about a couple of kids, if you could, just that you see are really making progress, and not that they all aren't. And I'll tell you what, because it's about a team approach. But you have any kids that are really starting to gel and take leadership roles?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to my 4 seniors first. Natalie Walker, she'll be our 4-time varsity goalie, coming back with Lacey, my 2 4-time seniors. And then I have Abby, who's a senior. I recruited her / voluntold her in the middle of a track season. You can hurdle, you can play field hockey. And then we have Kay, who wanted a free shop week homework sophomore year math class to join the field hockey program. And all 4 of them have grown, flourished. But our leadership this season is Izzy McClam as a junior. She's stepping up and shocking all of us of how well, easy the flow is happening. And our other leadership is coming from our sophomores and our freshmen. We have freshmen that picked up a stick for the first time 3 weeks ago that got varsity minutes the other day. They're incredible. I am so hopeful for what the next couple of years will come.
Let's talk about the future of the program. So again, you're building the seeds. You went from a co-op to now your own standalone program. What do you see 1 year, 2 year, 3 years down the road? Do you have that capability of really being a high level competitive program, which I can tell you right now, based upon what I'm hearing from you and how you approach things, you are going to really stretch to get to that level. But where do your thoughts lie with the future?
I'm hoping within the next 2 years we'll be a playoff contender program. I have 10 freshmen, as I said earlier, and 10 sophomores. And if they stick with it and play together and train in the off season, not even field hockey, conditioning, do their other sports, just keep themselves active, they can be really competitive, and it's what they want to take it. I'm going to let them help guide this future of the program. The more competitive they want to be, the more competitive I'll push them. And what I love about our current field hockey team is there's no drama, it's smooth sailing, and that is our main focus. Our focus is personal growth, but also growing as a team and a unit and not the contention.
Coach Gogan, you saying all the right things to make me smile as a past high school coach, past assistant athletic director, and as a principal. Thank you for what you do, not only in the classroom, but outside for all these kids at Bay Path. You don't know the impact that you have on them, but I can see it. I can see it in every move that you make. So thanks so much. We wish you the best of luck. We'll come back with a mid-season opportunity for a press release there as well, just to see where we're at. But I do want to say thank you for spending some time with me today and talking about your team.
Oh, no problem. And homecoming game, ours is a Thursday. It's also our senior night against Oxford. It's home at 3:30 on the 28th of September. Hopefully we'll see some of you there.
Well, let's go. Let's get that crowd pumped up, and I look forward to being there myself. That being said, it's late in the afternoon. Thank you so much. You don't have practice today, I'm sure, because of the wet weather outside. But I'll tell you what, go and enjoy yourself. And once again, thank you so much for what you do. And please know you got a group of people behind you. Enjoy your afternoon. And again, thanks for being here.